Come on, we all love gossip. Reported speech is basically when we tell somebody what someone else said. He said, she said, they said. Hello everybody and welcome back to DillBill TV, and in today's video we are going to be talking about reported speech. Come on, we all love gossip. We all want to come home and tell our friends what he said, she said, they said. So today's video is going to be about reported speech, also known as indirect speech. And stop pretending that you're not someone that gossips and you're not gonna need reported speech in your life. So reported speech is basically indirect speech, and it allows us to talk about the past. So when we use reported speech, we normally change the tense of the words spoken. And we use reporting verbs such as say, tell, ask. And we may use the word that to introduce the reported words. Basically, reported speech is perfect for gossiping. So when we use reported speech, we are referring to something that was said by ourselves or someone else in the past. A good example of this might be, she said that she was going shopping. Reported speech is basically when we tell somebody what someone else said. In general, the present form in direct speech changes to the past form in indirect speech. And our lovely DillBill TV editor is going to put this up on the screen now so that you can see exactly what I'm trying to say. So, am, is turns into was, are turns into were, do, does turns into did, have, has turns into had, will turns into would, and can turns into could. Perfect. Now that we got this part out of the way, let's get to some examples. So let's have a look at some of the tense changes in reported speech. Our lovely DillBill editor, here we go. So, present simple changes into past simple. Present continuous changes into past continuous. Present perfect changes into past perfect. Past simple changes into past perfect. Will turns into would. Can turns into could. May turns into might. Must turns into had to. And have to changes into had to. So let's go through all of these examples and make sure everything is clear. So from present simple to past simple, reported speech is going to look like this. Layla always wears a hat. He said that she always wore a hat. When present continuous turns into past continuous, reported speech looks like this. I am looking for my keys. Layla said that she was looking for her keys. When present perfect changes into past perfect, here's what it's gonna look like. Layla has sent 3 text messages to her friend. He said that Layla had sent 3 text messages to her friend. When past simple changes into past perfect, it's going to look like this. Layla gave me a gift card to Starbucks. He said that Layla had given him a gift card to Starbucks. Okay, when will turns into would, here's what reported speech is going to look like. I will finish editing this video in 2 days. Layla said that she would finish editing this video in 2 days. When may turns into might, here's what it's gonna look like. I may invite them for dinner. Layla said that she might invite them for dinner. When must turns into had to, here's what it's gonna look like. I must go to the bank and get some cash. Layla said that she had to go to the bank to get some cash. When have to turns into had to, here's what it's gonna look like. I have to upload this video by 6 p.m. tomorrow. Layla said that she had to upload this video by 6 p.m. tomorrow. Now let's talk a little bit about told and said. So we never say he said me that he needed to use the bathroom. We always say he told me that he needed to use the bathroom. Or we could say he said that he needed to use the bathroom. So when we use told or said in reported speech, for these sentences to make sense, we have to add me after told and remove me after said. For example, he told me that he needed to use the bathroom. We add me for that sentence to make sense. He said that he needed to use the bathroom. We remove me for that sentence to make sense. And the same for all the other pronouns. He told her that he needed to use the bathroom. He said that he needed to use the bathroom. Now, let's talk a little bit about changes in time and place in reported speech. DillBill editor, here we go. So time and place references often have to change in indirect speech. For example, in indirect speech, now becomes then. Today becomes that day. Here becomes there. This becomes that. Tomorrow becomes the following day, the next day, the day after. Next week becomes the following week, the next week, the week after. Yesterday becomes the previous day, the day before. Last week becomes the previous week, the week before. Ago becomes previously before, and tonight becomes that night. So for example, to change now to then, a good example would be, the dogs are playing outside right now. Layla said that the dogs were playing outside then. Today becomes that day. I've got a Portuguese language class today. Layla said that she had a Portuguese language class that day. Here becomes there. For example, if I say, please leave your phone here. In reported speech, it's going to sound like this. Layla told us to put our phones there. And you know the drill for the rest. So in some of the cases, there are going to be no changes in tenses in reported speech. DillBill TV editor, here we go. So if the introductory word is in present, present perfect, or future, there's going to be no change in tenses in reported speech. So for example, Layla says, I will be there. Layla says that she will be there. If it's a fact or general truth, the scientists say that the planets revolve around the sun. In reported speech, this would look like, scientists stated that the planets revolve around the sun. If there is an informal time clause, for example, he said that his cat died while he was in high school. So the reported version of this would be, he said that his cat died while he was in high school. The second or the third conditional, for example, he said, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world. He said that if he won the lottery, he would travel the world. In cases where we use had better, could, would, used to, should, might, ought to, and mustn't remain unchanged. For example, he said Layla might call today. He said that Layla might call today. So it remains the same. So this is going to be it for today's video on reported speech. Now that you know how to talk about what everybody else said, you can go ahead and do all the gossiping that you want in the world. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys for today, and I'm going to see you guys next time here on TV on DillBill TV.